What's up, Jeremy?
How's it going, Adam?
Good to see you,
Pleasure
buddy.
to be here, man.
Oh, I'm glad you came down and you had a long drive this morning, and we really appreciate it.
Yep. 4 hours, but it was worth
4 hours?
Yeah, it was worth every minute, man.
Okay. Well, all right. I know that driving down Central California and the I-5 is not that great of a drive, but we really appreciate you doing it. It's kind of a desert.
Yeah.
View.
Reminded me of Kansas, I-70.
Okay. Where you're originally from.
Yep. Just flat.
Just flat. Yeah. Well, you could see the mountains to the east, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be a better spot. No, we appreciate you making the drive. And you're from Colorado.
Yeah. I live in Colorado now. Originally, I grew up in southern Kansas. I could skip a rock at the Oklahoma border.
Okay.
And then born in North Carolina.
Okay.
Military family.
Military family.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that service from your family.
Yeah.
And you're in California on a job.
We are. Yep, up by Los Banos. We're on a repower right now, doing some blade recycling.
Exciting.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It is.
How long are you going to be in the area?
So we've been here for, I have been here for 2 weeks. We'll be here another week, and then we should be done with 50% of the project from removing the blades off site. And then we'll be heading down to Texas to process and recycle them. Okay.
Let's get into that for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, maybe tell us about Wind Power Solutions.
Okay.
This is, how old? A year and a half?
Yeah, we're a year and a half. We're, I don't like the word startup, but we are a startup. We're, kind of pushing that new business idea now where, we've proved everything in our model. So we are a blade processor by trade. So what we do is we go procure projects. We handle the removal of the blades off site, the cutting, and then the processing of the blades, which is just giant industrial grinders. And we grind the material down to a 2 to 4 inch material. And then that material is sent to recyclers.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's back up. What made you want to launch a business into blade recycling?
Oh, that's that's a good question.
There's clearly a demand.
Yeah, there's a giant demand. So when I started in renewables way back when, I think we started all to slowly see this trend where there's going to be a big problem with blades with all the new installation from 2008 coming up for repower now. So here we are, right? So we looked at the market about 2 years ago, and there was not a lot of players. So that's kind of where we threw all our cards out and said, we're going to do this.
Okay.
Yep.
You clearly have a background in wind energy.
I do. Yep.
And must be in construction or construction related time as well.
Yep. So I started out on the EPC side doing as a wind turbine technician.
Oh, fantastic.
Back in 2015, I believe.
2015 with an EPC.
Yep.
Okay. Wind
Worked
tech.
climbing towers, torque and tension, flying in rotors. Did that for 5 or 6 years. Started getting into the site management of the wind farms. Eventually went and did business development. Started getting a few of the more C-suite skills. And then, so we decided to start our own company.
Who's we?
Me and my business partner. So my business partner is Josh Mahoney. His background's oil and gas as a directional driller.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 15 years. He's very precise, very good at operations, very good at what he does.
You converted one.
I did. Yeah.
Oil and gas to renewables.
Yeah. There's a lot of questions to answer at the beginning for him.
Sure.
Yeah. He drives a gas truck, and he also has lights that need to be turned on in his house, so he understands.
He needs energy.
Yep.
That's good. I'm kind of curious. How was his transition? I've met others that transitioned from oil and gas into renewable, and they said it was nice. It was comfortable. It wasn't too clunky. They made good transitions.
Yeah. So he said things are a lot slower paced over here. So over there, it's a moment's notice. If you need something, it happens right then and there. So it's very, shotgun style. Where renewables is more, just sit back, relax. We got time to be proactive. So yeah,
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
So he must have been close to the power generation plants.
yep.
Right.
He drilled a lot of the wells in the Denver area.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the basin's called. So, yeah,
I see. Well, okay.
I'm sure he's mentioned it numerous times.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they can't stop. It is funny to think about a generator stopping, just a wind turbine faulting,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Oh,
And it's like,
absolutely.
wait a minute, how many houses? It's not running.
Yep.
Yeah, but we have plenty of them. But they
Yeah.
are individual power plants.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We ask, when was the first time you climbed a wind turbine?
2015. I'm gonna guess I've climbed. I got Ross in the background here, so I don't want my number to be too high.
On how many you've climbed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably 1,000 maybe. I think I've installed or managed 2.5 gigawatts worth of wind farms.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
How did you get started with that EPC? What did that intro look like? The entry
Yeah,
point?
so I actually just got out of college. I had gotten a job for a week with my associate's degree.
All right.
And decided after a week that I had made a very bad choice and that I like being outside and not in an office. So I went and applied at a local wind farm that was built about 3 miles from my house. Slate Creek Wind Farm. Yep.
Slate Creek Wind Farm,
Yep.
Kansas.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So that was before you transit. When did you transition to Colorado?
So 2019, year or two before COVID.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's yeah. We all reference that darn COVID lockdown.
Yeah, it'll never change,
You
man.
can't shake it, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, things have been going great. So thank you for sharing your entry point. So you went to college, but did you learn about the wind turbines from college, or you saw them because you grew up around them, so to speak?
No, it was completely random. I knew nothing about them.
Did you even know they existed, or even how to go apply for the job?
Yeah, I'd seen them and stuff, but
Yeah.
no. My mom actually shared a news article and was like, "Hey, I know you hate your job. Maybe go try this one out." So I went and applied and got the job pretty quickly.
Oh, good
Yeah.
looking out, Mom.
Yeah.
Reading the news to
Yeah.
figure that one out.
Gets a silver star.
Yeah. No, we talk about that because it's hard sometimes for folks to find out that have no idea that the industry even exists.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you learn about it, you see the wind turbine driving around, and you go, all right, how do I start, in my career in that space?
Oh, absolutely. And I can't say, good enough things about the industry as far as what it's done for taking my career from a technician and then giving me all the skills to be where I'm at now, I think one of our things our company does really well is we understand all the intricacies of, how repowers are done and how all the contractors work together. So when we're on site, we're able to, really mesh ourselves in well with the site.
Yeah. I was intrigued because you're a blade recycler. That's the business.
Yep.
But you're helping folks understand how the contract should be set up a little bit and how people should work together.
Yeah.
There's several different companies to go pull off a repower,
Yep, absolutely.
right? And you're offering that advice
Yep.
on the side.
Oh yeah, you got foundations that are being pounded out. You got rock trucks coming in and out of the site. Rebar being pulled. All these things are happening simultaneously. So it's up to you to say, do I have space to do my job right now, or do we need to hold this off? Is this gonna delay? Is the contractor going to be subject to LD charges if I'm on site, or should we just completely hold my scope off? So that's stuff we all take into consideration when we are assessing these repowers.
Yeah, that's invaluable. We should get into that here in a little bit.
Yeah.
I was impressed though earlier where you were saying, was it this last week? Something wasn't happening right, and you went, "Well, give me the Sawzall.
Yeah,
Cut it up myself."
Yeah.
Right? The project's not going to stop no matter what.
Yep. CEO by night and a craft laborer by day. It's my job title.
But that's the kind of commitment that we need in the industry
Oh, absolutely.
to get it done.
Yep.
All right. Tell me more about blade recycling. I don't understand it. I understand that we have to get rid of a lot of material during repowers.
Yep.
And it's a renewable industry and power, but now we have new challenges with the metal, with the fiberglass. Tell me how do you go recycle the blades?
Yeah. So step number one, go procure a contract.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah, you're a new company. You understand
That's
the
the hardest
intricacies of going out and sourcing out new clients. So, okay, say we have the job. Now
Contract is number one.
Yep. Contract number one.
Yeah.
Next step, we cut the blades down and transport them. So we'll cut them into thirds. This process we do all in house. We don't source any of that out. We want to understand everything from the front all the way to who we're recycling with.
So thirds, it must depend on length too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're fixed on a trailer size.
Yep. So like most like V110s, like lower 2 megawatt blades, we can typically get on one truck, one flatbed, no permits. So it's relatively, I'm not going to say cheap. Or inexpensive. Yeah, efficient. There we go.
All right, good.
Yeah, so we don't try to burn trucks in our process. We're sitting out there making cutting plans, as our crews go out. Now they have these plans that we've physically went and done and figured out how we can optimize the process. So then after that, we send it to our laydown yard where we grind the blades. We got like a full containment set up. It's a fiberglass dusty process, so you got to have the proper water mitigation controls for all your permits and all the environmental concerns that surround this process. We typically stay well within our limits, and we have quite a bit of environmental mitigations that we do put in place to protect ourselves and the land we're operating on.
I hadn't thought about the environmental piece. You're right. It would be a dusty mess.
Yep. There's
So
a lot of.
You're wetting it the entire time then?
We are. Yep. And then once the material's ground up, we don't wet it after that. So once it comes out the end, we've got hood vents that drop it down so the dust doesn't fly up in the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does a blade grinding piece of equipment look like? I've never seen one.
It's
We're gonna have to put a picture when this episode goes. What is it?
Yeah. It's just.
Is it attached to a vehicle? Do you run it with a tractor? Is it a standalone?
You know what a tub grinder is?
Tub grinder.
Yeah, just like a double shaft grinder with teeth. Same thing, but just big with a conveyor out the end.
How large of a piece of blade can you put in it?
Oh, I think.
Is this proprietary?
No. Yeah, that's what we do. It's not rocket science. It's whether you're willing to go out there and do it or not.
I mean, all I can picture is, a tree grinding kind of, I've seen those, right?
Yeah, kind of. But
like that.
Yeah,
Bigger.
your grinder's on top and you're top loading it. Yeah, so, just it's massive. I'm not sure what the horsepower on the engine is. That's I'm commercial. That's my business partner's
That's his
wheelhouse
job.
there. Yeah, he'd tell you everything, man.
So you must cut it up into smaller chunks off your trailer.
Yeah,
at
I
your
think
yard.
it's like 20 feet. So when we get to our yard, we'll go through and downsize it, typically into like 6 to 8 foot sections. And then the root ends, we'll go through and cut all the sections out of those because those are like the worst part to grind. Yeah, so.
Yep. And then pick it up and drop it in the grinder.
Yep, let it work.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, Altair Energy Services, and their highly trained, expert technical staff, leveraging decades of renewable power management experience into customized solutions for everyone to meet their energy goals and contribute to a better future for all. Altair's team of hardworking, respected experts are providing full-scope, turnkey repairs, planned and unplanned maintenance, system upgrades, fully autonomous technical crews, supplemental staffing, and customized dynamic scheduling to fit your power production needs. Contact Altair at info@altairenergyservices.com and learn more about their wide range of capabilities across multiple power technologies and platforms. Okay, what happens next? So now I didn't even think about the environmental piece. So you follow your laws of the land.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a lot of dust. So you wet it. Now you have all this small material.
Yep.
What happens next?
You then decide which recycler it goes to.
Okay.
So we offer some liability coverage there on our behalf for our clients. So we're agnostic where we send our material. So we're not set up with, one recycler saying that we're going to provide all our material to them. Sometimes projects are, not even close to these recyclers. So we do need to source something out different to make the project more cost efficient.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. And then, it also depends on if that recycler has capacity or, what are they even able to recycle at that time? That's all due diligence we do on our end.
Okay. So they're also watching their material coming in, going out based on their, processing volume.
Yep.
Are these recyclers just working with recycled blade material, or are they bigger companies that have, metals and plastics?
No, a lot of them are mainly fiberglass. And I would say it's probably startups or, something that's came from a mothership and they started a smaller recycling company. The main use right now is concrete so that's where everybody's building their processes around, whether it's, Savolysis and they're chemically, I'm trying to think what the right word is here. They're
somehow taking the blade material and using it as filler into the concrete mix?
No, yeah, they're trying to make a raw material out of the fiberglass or reverse its properties back into like a virgin-like state.
Oh,
I don't want to say a virgin state. I think it's overkill.
But it's but you have a lot of different materials in that in the when it's ground up, right? So you have actual fiberglass, you've got resin, which is multiple components of a chemical base, balsa wood.
Yep.
What else is in there? Is
Foam.
that it?
Foam. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And you know a lot about a blade.
Been around a little bit.
Yeah, you should recycle.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't know that. I thought it was just grinding, and then it might go down to an even smaller particle size, and then added to concrete. I've heard about this, but you're saying there's also a chemical process.
Yeah, Savolysis, and I probably can't speak on it. Yeah, I can't speak on
that
it
one down and look
as well as I can some of the other stuff. But yeah, that's one of the ones that's developing. There's pyrolysis, which is just the thermal. Man, I cannot explain these well.
These are chemical terms.
It's
I don't. All I know is don't touch it and drink it, I think.
Yeah, they burn it down without the absence of oxygen. With the absence of oxygen.
Well, they're burning.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Then what happens? You have an ash?
I think you have a few byproducts that come out of it, and then your main product.
I forget it. We'll go ask the recycler chemical folks sometime. All right. Well, I love it though. So one of the primary uses is concrete. Are there other uses people might choose?
Ones that are developing.
Okay.
We'll see. Next year. I mean, I think a lot of these companies that we're working with as recyclers, I think their processes will start to develop and come to market. So I think next year we're going to have a lot of good options for recycling.
Other companies are working on new solutions, new ideas.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Right now it's very, very white space.
Sure.
Yeah. So. Sure.
Have you seen anybody using I don't know, ACP had benches. We were talking about this. And somebody was trying to make park benches.
Yep.
Out of chunks of blade, right?
Yep. Have
you seen other concepts like that for blades?
I've seen a lot out of Europe. I think it's tough to maybe quantify that many park benches, but I think from like a marketing perspective, it's pretty genius as far as, turning your blades into something that's reusable or something you can put in front of your building, or like that's pretty cool. If like a wind farm had, a catastrophic or something, they had 3 good blades that got brought down. I think that would be cool if they repurposed some of the root ends or something like that,
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. No, I didn't know what other folks are doing. We'll have to wait and see. I like what you said. There's companies out there working on, other creative ideas.
Yep. Yep.
Somebody's going to be putting a home in one. People
Absolutely.
putting homes in everything, right?
Yep.
Then it was cars. Just saw on this morning in YouTube, somebody made a home out of like an old jet, like a 737.
Really?
Put it up in the mountains somewhere. This guy just wanted to live in a jet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's got a commercial.
Seems excessive.
Yeah, but tiny homes are popular, and
Oh, yeah.
all sorts of shipping containers now
Yep.
are homes. So I'm really interested to see who might live in a Blade. Something out there. It'd be a tiny home for sure.
Yeah, I think if you threw 3 of the root ends together, it might be livable. You section it off well.
See, you get the start of a design.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. And there's so much work that there's more companies starting up.
Yeah. I don't think there's limited people doing what we're doing right now. There's probably, I don't even want to say a number, less than 10.
Okay.
We'll say that.
Yeah.
Now I can be right. But I think there's more that are needed in the market to handle the quantity of blades coming up. I don't think there's going to be one person just dominating, taking down millions of blades,
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it'll take a large effort across,
absolutely.
well, not just this country, across the planet.
Yep.
Yeah. Lots of countries will be dealing with the same issue.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. This sounds efficient. You sound quick, right? You're coming in. Somebody else drops a blade.
Yep.
You cut it up into sizes for a trailer. Truck it out.
Yep.
Your yard, grind it up, and then truck the material out.
Yep.
The ground material. That's efficient. How long does it take to do one blade?
So it happens in processes. So I can go over, so if we're cutting up a blade on site, like me and my business partner, we went out and we were the craft labor on the first 8 single blade projects, which was the majority of work we did in our first couple months of life. But we were cutting up blades in couple 2, 3, 4 hours. We'd have them cut up, and then you got to play Tetris a little bit and get the blades to fit on the truck right. And then that's usually the longest time. Yeah. It's playing Tetris. So
it's a balancing act going
It
on.
is.
Tetris. That sounds right.
Yep.
I remember you sent me a picture of one. It looked like Tetris.
Yeah.
Okay. And a year and a half ago is when you launched.
We did. Yep.
Yeah, you and your partner. I bet you spent 6 months or more planning before the launch.
Yeah. I think it all happened pretty quick. But yeah, we were both already looking at the market or had an eye on it, and forming the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
And then you had to go be a salesperson.
Yeah.
How was that? Tell us.
I'm not a salesperson at all. So I decided to just have honest conversations with people and utilize my my social capital that I'd already built up.
Social capital. I like it.
Yep. I am not good at cold calls. Never have been. I can't just call a person and be like, "Hey, how's your family?" Or, "Hey, got any work?" Here, that's
Sure.
That's
It's uncomfortable.
it's weird for me to frame it. I don't know why,
It's
but
uncomfortable.
yeah. So, it's been a process, but once you get through all the procurement systems and pre-qualifications, and you do a handful of jobs, I think it's easier to talk about yourself and know what your capacity is as a company.
Mm-hmm.
I think once me and Josh, did our first couple projects, we're like, oh, hey, we're actually pretty fast at cutting up blades. So that was cool. Now we built up a little confidence here, and then we, ground up some blades, already knew how. We were very efficient there. So he was on that project during the entire repower, the first repower we did. And he was operating in 4 feet of mud. And I don't know how he did it, but from the beginning to the very end, he actually got better when all that mud got thicker and worse. And yeah, he was pumping out way higher numbers at the end. I was shocked. I thought they were going to go down, but no.
He found a way.
Yeah, he's highly efficient. Yeah.
All right. That's impressive. 4
Yeah.
feet of mud.
Yep.
You're not a salesperson, but um, you said all of the right things for sales.
Oh,
Just
did I?
have yes, that is what people want.
Yeah.
Just have an honest conversation.
Yeah.
And yeah, it can be a little nerve-wracking. You got to reach out.
Yep.
I mean, you reached out to me. This is how we started networking and working together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
How long have we known each other?
think it was on LinkedIn last year.
Yeah,
I don't
6
know.
months? No.
Was
Probably 9 months.
Okay.
Yeah, probably last December, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you reached out LinkedIn.
Yep.
We were talking about this. It's the kind of the only one digital place to go
Yep.
for advertising and connecting with people. Well, it used to be. Now you got What's Up, Renewables podcast, right? Where we're going to share more of that. But it's tough.
Yep.
You used LinkedIn. Did you do, I don't know, driving around, try and get meetings at headquarters of some of these companies? Your social credit obviously got you phone calls and meetings as well.
Yeah. We were always, one connection, two connections away from the work giver, who we needed to be to, get down some channel in the company. But yeah, as far as marketing goes, it was all, just little drip style marketing where you're just slowly putting pictures of your work and happy holidays and this. So people start liking your stuff and you get a crowd together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no marketing background, but
You did
I
it.
feel like we're doing it right.
You did it.
Something's happening. Yeah. We're honestly though, we're just trying to build relationships and, give each client the same honest work and transparency that we did on the last project. Because I firmly believe you could be around 30 years as a company, but you're just as good as your last project.
It's true.
It always makes you different. You gotta focus on each one, whether it's a $20,000 PO or an $800,000 PO.
Get it? Yep.
Yep.
They all deserve your best.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
100%. Yeah. No one gives you credit for what you did.
Nope.
People want to know, what are you going to do for me now?
Yep.
And I think that's fair, right? It keeps us all, I don't want to say on our toes, but working to the best of our ability.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
And as we all should be. And it makes us think about, what can I do better next?
Yep.
So it's not the same. How can I improve the process?
Yep.
Yeah. And you said the sales piece. Well, this industry, we're not selling to the mass population, right?
No.
It is more of a niche market. Fastest growing industry in the country, I think, still, in terms of jobs and power going up. Not just wind, but I think about all renewables.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And your reputation is everything.
Absolutely.
That's right. Because it's real easy for those customers. They all know each other.
Oh yeah.
Right?
They talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
You and
Small
I
industry.
were 1 degree of separation.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it was easy to get connected and start networking.
Yep.
And we got to watch our reputations. That's the best way to sell.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is when they'll call and recommend you or give you a referral or.
Oh yeah. Reference will go for miles.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The negative pieces will do the same.
They'll bite you.
And it's, I suppose it's right, but we all hear about those things. We'd like to thank our sponsors, 3S Lift, a global supplier of safety and access solutions with a focus on wind energy. Their innovative ladder-mounted single technician lift called the Climb Auto System completely eliminates the need to climb ladders up to 120 meters. And if you've ever climbed in the freezing cold of North Dakota or the sweltering heat of South Texas, you know the safety and efficiency value that this product brings to wind technicians and owner-operators. In North America, 3S has installed over 15,000 of these lifts and are installing 200 per week. If your site is still climbing, you should contact 3S Lift at info@3samericas.com to get your quote to retrofit your turbines, or go on their website, 3slift.com, to learn more. From launch to your first job, how much time went by?
So our goal was a little ambitious.
Yeah.
I said 1 month. I want to launch the company. I want to set up my my insurance and everything, and then have a job at the end of the month.
Oh man.
We actually were close to a month and a half, but then
No kidding.
the job fell through. I can't remember what happened now. But it was 3 months and 13 days. Yep.
What was 3 months and 13? Oh, to the first job.
Yep.
Okay. From launch to the first job.
Yep.
But launch was you formulated the company, put some structure in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we are entirely self-funded. So we did have a deadline. We were like, well, if the idea doesn't work, there's only so much we can float.
Yep.
So we own all the equity in the company. So decisions are made by us, the vision shared by us. We don't have other people behind us, going, hey, you need to do this. You need to, sell this amount by this quarter. We can kind of grow at our own pace, and we want this entire thing to be very slow and controlled. And we want a good service that's given to the clients.
Gosh, that's perfect. And you get to make your decisions
Yep.
real time.
Yep. Now
No
we have
meetings or someone to review and approve.
We do have capital now, so we went through the struggle. I actually have a picture of me in an Amazon outfit. For about 3 weeks, I was a delivery driver at Amazon.
Okay. To
Yep.
fill the gap.
Yep, because we were closing in on that. It was like a 4 or 5 month cutoff where it was like, okay, if it's not working, it's not working.
Yeah. We got to go get jobs.
I've got a 1-year-old and a 6-year-old, so I need to, start going and doing something else. Work at Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I will enjoy seeing the Amazon picture. Send that over.
I will. Absolutely.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
That's a great story. You were grinding it out.
Yep.
Yeah. Figured it literally with the blades, but
Yep. We actually, so our first big PO was Repower. And we got it in for, it was a little less than $1 million, right?
Oh my
And I
goodness.
remember I was sitting in the Amazon office, and I guess I won't say anything bad about it. But
No.
yeah, I wasn't, I didn't fancy the job at all. Wasn't my cup of tea. And I remember sitting in there and I see it come in, and I sat my phone down. I was like, I'm out. I got up right then, took my hat off, threw my shirt off, and walked right out that door.
Oh,
They were all just like, whoa.
what just happened?
Yep.
This guy won the lottery or
Yeah,
something.
it was that quick. Yeah.
Your first PO.
Yep.
A repower. That's a huge PO.
Yeah,
for
it
your
was.
first
Yep.
one.
Yep. It took like 6 months for it to actually kick off. So we had a lot of single blade jobs in there. We were letting that one stew. But yeah, that was the main happening of Wind Power Solutions. Yeah, we were super excited. We knew we could do it, and yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
it
day
felt
you'll
good.
never forget.
No.
No, receiving
Yeah.
a PO while you're working at
Yeah, those
Amazon,
outfits are so hot too, man.
dropping the
They're
hat.
it's
I'm
such
out.
a thick cotton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. So that must have been a day to celebrate. Yeah, you won't forget that one. How? Well, I won't ask that, but it's very impressive that you won such a large contract as the first one, and then the single blade pieces kind of came later.
Yep. So the company was having a pain point. We knew we had a very strong advantage with someone who needed something quick and fast, and they needed their problem solved, and we knew we were good at problem solving. So that's what we did.
And
Yeah.
I love this. This is I experience this a lot as well. When a client has a problem,
Yep.
you come in and help solve it, and it may have nothing to do with the service or product that you offer.
Yep.
But now you've got a professional, trusted colleague in the industry,
Yep.
and the work can come after that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good for you.
That's powerful.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, and that was a year and a half ago.
That was 1.5 years ago. Yep.
Congratulations. And that was just you and your business partner. I forgot his name.
Josh.
Josh.
Yep.
Thank you, Josh. And year and a half ago, that was the two of you. You went and did it yourself. And now how many employees? Or how many people on the team?
So we have 2 that are on the C-suite level with us. They more just run our back office function for debt financing, and then technical operations so we're about to start building out facilities and stuff. So that's where they're really going to come into play. And then craft laborers, we have 3, 4 full-time employees. Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
Yep.
Pretty good in a year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. Not bad. Yeah.
All right.
We don't have a labor intensive operation. So that's why the number is.
Sure. No,
4.
it's more material.
Yeah. It's more heavy on the equipment.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, equipment to move the material.
Yep.
Makes sense. And what's next for Wind Power Solutions? How available are you, or booked out are you?
Yeah. So I think through we have some capacity left at the end of this year. Next year, I think it's going to start filling up pretty quick.
Okay.
We have a lot of stuff we're bidding on, so waiting on POs to come in. You know how that game goes.
But now you're waiting on a job,
Yep.
cutting up blades and recycling, not
it's good
an
feeling.
Amazon
Yep.
in the hot cotton uniform. Okay, fantastic. And I appreciate that you were sharing a lot about your career. We always try and get the career discussion on these podcasts for others to learn from. But let me ask you, what's the best advice a mentor ever gave?
Best advice a mentor ever gave.
You've certainly done a lot.
I'm wondering if I can mention his name.
You don't have to.
I got my first big butt chewing from a past colleague. And to this day, he's been at my wedding. He's still a very big mentor in my life when I call and I have, more questions about operations or something like that, about growing my business. I usually reach out and try to get advice from people who have either done it or are doing it, or, have retired and went through these struggles. That's the oversight I want.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I can't remember what we were doing. I think we were behind on something with new construction. We were needing to get a project closed out before commercial operation date was reached, and he gave me a big butt chewing, and it's stuck with me ever since, man. Yeah.
What was the advice that came out of the butt chewing? I don't know if you want to get too specific.
Get it done.
It was okay.
Yeah.
You were gonna miss the deadline.
Yeah, you have there's no excuses. We need to get it done. We need to do it.
Yeah.
We can't just sit here with our hands and do nothing. We got to complete this job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was
There's obviously a lot more stuff that was
Fair
in
enough.
that conversation.
But he motivated you to hit the deadline.
Yeah, absolutely.
That excuses aren't acceptable.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That you can have a problem, got to have a solution, hit the deadline.
Yeah.
This is a requirement.
Yep.
That's a good lesson in life.
It is. And when it's spoken to you like that, you either walk away from it or you take it in and digest it for what it is. Yeah.
This must have happened young in your career.
Very young, yeah.
Because now, at your wedding and
Yep.
part of the family now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Let's thank our friends over at Renew Safety, your proactive partner in safety solutions. With comprehensive safety consulting, ensuring compliance with all safety regulations and standards. Expert staffing solutions, providing trained safety professionals tailored to your project's needs. Commitment to sustainability, promoting a safe and sustainable working environment. Contact Renew Safety at info@renewsafety.com and speak to one of their industry experts about their proven track record for safety management on numerous projects. Or perhaps you're looking for construction safety staffing, contractor monitoring, incident investigation, or program development and training. Check out Renew Safety at renewsafety.com. All right, that's a good one. I haven't heard that. The person that first gave me my biggest butt chewing was my best mentor.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, it was, I think it also took a level of maturity on your part in order to take that tough message and put it to use for your benefit.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Not just get angry and walk off or something, right?
Yeah, I think you got to, take some extreme ownership and accountability on yourself to decide what's going to happen next.
All right. Well, now I gotta ask, do you give similar advice? Is that your style now? Did you steal his style and go, all right,
No,
now I'm gonna mentor?
I'm a very relaxed person, man.
You
Like
seem like it.
90% of the time, maybe there's a couple triggers,
Sure.
but it's usually for 5-10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's gone.
All right. So
But
that's his style. Works for him.
yeah, most of the way I interact with the employees is very, they respect us, and we try to teach them more than just yell at them or get frustrated with them. We let them know that they're okay to screw up and have their failures as long as they learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what's needed in society today too, right? If we think about how, other generations grew up, they're not all the same, right?
Yep.
So it's a different approach in order to invest in a younger person's life, and help them progress
Yep.
than it was maybe when I was young or you were young, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. The yelling was a little more common,
yeah. Yep.
for me as well.
Yep.
When I was early in my career. It is a surefire way to do it wrong today.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Folks don't respond to it
No.
in the same way.
No.
And it doesn't help the young people to grow.
Yep. Yep.
It's an interesting thing to be a mentor today.
Yeah, and I think you got to know how people intake information too, right? So everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a couple people that take it that way, but I think you're right as far as there's a lot of different ways to do it today.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
A lot more teaching and encouraging
yep,
seems
absolutely.
to be the right,
Yeah.
some of the pieces of the recipe.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever stop giving your employees enough knowledge to be successful. We try to teach on everything. I actually go through with some of our craft laborers, and I've started teaching them a little bit about estimating processes and some of the financials, and trying to help them understand what I do. So it's not just like, oh, he just sits in his basement all day and
Sure.
shoots pool.
Yeah. Nice life, but probably not what's happening.
No. It's a 1-year-old toddler sitting here pawing at my desk.
Right?
Yeah, wondering when I'm gonna be done for the day.
Right. Well, you're
It's only
building
10
estimates
a.m.,
and
yeah.
reading contracts and proposals and
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
So what? Let's just stick on the mentor thing for a bit. What might be some advice you'd give a young person or any person of any age wanting to enter this industry, renewable power?
I would say to join Renewables, and then
Join Renewables. It is kind of that simple, right?
yeah, it's a massively growing market. I think the amount of opportunities are endless, especially with my past career. I started. It seems like every time you think you've reached like a stopping point, like even as a technician, you're like, oh, maybe I can't go up anymore. Well, your skills are completely transferable to the next company, the next company, and the next company. And, maybe eventually you find a small startup or something like that where it's like, I can go over here and, learn about financials and maybe more of the commercial stuff of a company. And, that's how I excelled in my career, was just knowledge, learning. I didn't know a lick about the financials from besides what I learned in my college classes.
Sure.
I had to completely learn how to read P&Ls and balance sheets on my own. Before that, it was work instructions on how to install a wind turbine.
How to perform the work.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay, I like this. So the advice is just join Renewables.
Yep.
That is great advice. Other folks have said in similar ways. That seems to be a theme for us that have been in the industry a bit. And and just about your story, you didn't even know there was those jobs available.
I didn't.
Right?
Not at all.
Your mom hears about it on a newspaper or something like that.
Yeah,
A job
yeah.
posting.
Yep.
You get the job, then you get inside a company and you get to see what other jobs are available. What other or not only available, but exist.
Yep.
Right? You probably didn't even know that the quality job existed.
Yep.
Or maybe
Yep.
it's safety, or you talk about management and finance and all these things. You don't know until you get into a company, and you don't know what other companies are out there.
Yep.
It's difficult.
Be social too.
Be
Talk
social.
to people.
Meet people.
Listen. Walk into your boss's office and tell them about your life and who you are as a person, and try to meet everybody you can.
That's the right way.
Social capital is so important. So important.
It's how you build your reputation.
Yep. Yep.
It's how you learn about other job opportunities in
Absolutely.
the future,
Yep.
and how they get to learn about you.
Or potential business ideas too.
Potential business ideas, for sure, 100%. Yeah.
Yep.
No, that no one person has the right idea. It takes a group and a lot of ideas.
It does. It does.
Yeah. Okay, that's great advice. Just join Renewables.
Yep.
It's that simple. All right, good. Not going to get into any more of those chemical pieces. I'm going to stay way clear of that.
Yeah, I probably need to go research.
No,
it.
that's all right. That's
Yeah.
all right.
Usually I do have like a giant spreadsheet in front of me that has all this stuff and there's specific words, and yeah, I'm gonna mess it all up if I try to just speak off the top of my head right now.
It's but it's fantastic. You're providing a recycling service inside a renewable energy industry.
Yep.
It's fantastic. Great for the country. Great for the owners. Let's talk about that a little bit, because you mentioned, that you help advise or come up with solutions. Maybe if an owner's looking to do a repower, what to do with blades. Maybe there's other pieces.
Yep.
I don't know. Share a little bit about, what advice and expertise that you do provide.
So it's a lot of it's educating our clients on what actually we do and what the options are. I think typically it's just a Google search and it's like, okay, what am I, I'm going to go here. But we have all these relationships and we know, what's flowing, what's not flowing. So a lot of that education is around, is there a liability for your company if they go this route? We offer that coverage on our end, and we do all that due diligence. So we'll go back and educate these clients a lot on just the space as a whole.
We'd like to take this time to thank another one of our wonderful sponsors, Podge Engineering. Podge Engineering, making wind and solar all we know it can be. Are your renewable energy assets underperforming or not performing at all? Did you expect many years of longevity and they're failing on you now? Podge LLC offers many customized, engineered products and solutions to get these assets back on track. Podge Engineering also performs root cause analysis, engineering services, procurement, and construction. Visit podge.org. That's PADGE.org. Remember Podge, making wind and solar all we know it can be. So if I own a power plant, a wind turbine site, I'm probably not going to find much on my Google searches.
No.
It's a problem.
It is. Yep.
So what happens? My procurement just blasts out the RFPs to all the companies that they know or the company you're connected to.
Yeah,
and you sort of hope for.
Yeah, and a lot of these owners are typically going through the EPCs or the general contractors anyway. So we're usually in front of these RFPs and we're kind of down the food chain at this point. So we're usually interacting with the EPC throughout the entire process. One of the more intricate parts of a repower is how the blades are laid down. So there's a lot of moving parts as far as, if you're doing a partial repower and you're just taking down blades and replacing blades. There's some staging issues. So that's stuff we work directly with the EPCs on as far as planning and, how we're going to execute this and not, be in the way of their cranes moving, because that's number one importance.
Right. Lay down of equipment.
Yep.
And orientation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, usually. Well, ours really doesn't matter because we're cutting it up, right?
Okay.
As long as it's not in the way of a, rotor being built out or, whether, staging.
Staging.
Yeah.
Right. Staging. Makes sense. Had you done any blade grinding or recycling prior to Wind Power Solutions?
Yeah, we had cut up a couple blades. I kind of knew about the market. My business partner knew a lot about equipment. We knew we could do it without a doubt.
And you had worked with an EPC a long time, so you have the experience.
Yeah, we knew there was going to be bigger problems than just equipment selection. right? That'll work its way out. We knew it was going to be the on-site removal and how that whole process flows. And then also as our recycling market developed enough to handle our materials, we got to think about whether so we don't try to store any blades, right?
Sure.
So all the work we do, 100% of our backlog work, it's all been completed. There's not a blade by Wind Power Solutions that was contracted less than a month ago that has not been recycled.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You must have also known the market. There aren't a lot of new wind turbine sites being built right now,
Yep.
but you knew repower was coming and
We
gonna be
did,
filling this gap.
Yep. Yep.
How'd you know this?
Oh, blades last 20 to 25 years.
Okay.
2008, there was a big boom. I guess best guess was, and we saw all this IRA money floating in, so it was kind of an early indicative sign that even the blades, in 2015, 2012 most likely, were also going to be subject to, blade swaps or newer and efficient, longer blades. So yeah, I want to say a good guess, but we did a lot
like
of research.
you studied the market.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
To go back and think about blade lifing, expectancy, upgrades.
Yep.
You watch the IRA like everybody else.
Yep.
Commitment from the government, citizens, companies.
Yep.
Sure. And it was commitment of money.
Yeah, and I think it's just a bad look for the industry, right? We typically follow European trends in our market, and we'd already been seeing that they were having a big issue with blades going in landfills, and them deciding to pull blades out of landfills. We'll see when that happens over here, but yeah, I think preemptively we knew. Yeah.
Clearly.
Yep.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Launching new wind service style, product businesses right now, you need to know it because there's been a little change in new sites and the volume and speed of new sites, which is about to ramp up again.
Yep.
Yeah. Next year looks a little bit better.
Next year looks great.
Yeah, next year looks great.
Yeah. A lot of repowers.
So there's blades in landfills still?
Yeah, actually. So we're a Wyoming entity, and we're out of Casper. So our landfill has probably the biggest picture on a global scale of wind turbine blades in a landfill.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll send that picture too.
Send that picture. Is this bad? Is it a problem? Or there's just a better answer.
There's a better answer. Yeah. I think it's a reusable product. It's something that has value over just sitting in long-term storage in a landfill, right? It's not going to degrade quickly. It's going to be there pretty much in that landfill. It's acting as a giant bridge right now, right? I think they stuff some trash in it to fill some of the airspace. That's how landfills make money, right? As they sell airspace.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it that
way. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I think there's a better answer. I think people saw that.
Have you seen any other trends in other countries then? Since you're watching what's happening in some more, countries that have maybe had wind turbines longer and seen the upgrades. What are they doing with the old blades?
I think you have a lot of the same processes, mechanical grinding. I think pyrolysis might be a little more developed over there. I haven't looked into that one too much. In Europe, we've had a lot of European vendors reach out to us to see if they can get to the American market and jointly do stuff on some of the properties that we're expanding out into this year. So yeah, that's kind of all I know.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But you're watching it.
Yeah.
Look, chemical processes are not my strong point, but I do intend to be a little geeky and learn more about this.
Yeah. Please do. Let me know your cliff notes.
Fair. I'm intrigued with the recycling piece. I've also talked to, and we'll have them on the podcast, a company that's recycling batteries, so lithium.
Oh, cool.
Lithium recycling.
Yep.
That needs to come to the country and support.
Yep.
And same with solar panels I think we have 2 companies in this country now that I know of anyway.
Yep.
So the recycling of this material is sort of near, and I have a passion for it. So
Yep.
I love that you're doing it and the other companies are, because it is a bad look
It is.
if we don't
Absolutely.
take care of our trash.
Yep. And then I think quite often, we see the articles come out where there's a giant set of blades that maybe the contract got skewed in one way or another, and somebody didn't do what they said they were going to do, and now you got this giant leased property with a bunch of blades on it. And we have one right by my house in Colorado. This poor old lady has 200 blades sitting on her property and can't figure out what to do with them.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So the solution then is more companies start up with new ideas.
Yep.
And what can we do with the material
Yep.
to make money?
Yep.
Because if there's no money in it, those blades aren't going to move,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So it needs to go to your concrete makes sense.
Yep.
We're always
big market. Big
yeah.
market.
Everything we build in this country is starts with concrete.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can't decorate with all of them.
Nope. No, you can't.
No. Yeah. I was thinking of a fence, and I'm like, well, that's more of a wall.
Yeah.
Airstreams has one in front of theirs for decoration in there.
Oh, do they?
Have you seen the school in town?
No, I have not.
Airstreams Institute?
I'm aware of them.
Oh, they're fantastic. So their primary school is here in Tehachapi. I have to point it out. You do a little drive-by.
Gotcha.
They're not open today, but yeah, so it's cool. And then I've seen, I think it was in Shaler, Iowa, a company took a blade and stuck it in the ground.
Really?
So the tail's pointing up.
Oh, that's cool.
I wonder if it's still there.
Was it a legacy blade?
Yep, it would have been from a GE 1.5. What was the first rotor, like 70 meters?
They stuck that straight in the air?
Well, that was the rotor, so the blade would have been
Like 35,
35-ish or
36.
something. Trying to think. Yeah,
Oh, no, less than 35.
right.
Bad math.
Low 30s. So, yeah. Yeah.
My math ain't mathing right now.
But it's kind of cool,
Yeah.
It's something, it's for the town. A lot of wind turbines.
Giant wind block.
I wonder if it's still there. But yeah, it's tough. You can't just decorate with all of them. You had some neat ideas.
Yeah.
And that's cool for 1 to 3 blades.
Yeah, I think so.
But
I don't think it's a giant solution for the market. You need something that's efficient. There's a valuable resource that's coming out of it, and it can keep up with, what I'm producing, which is, we have the capabilities to do 10,000 tons of blade material annually. So I need recycling vendors that can keep up with that same output, right? And it's not just I'll send you a blade or I'll send you shredded material and then we'll see what happens in the next year. That's a giant liability that's sitting on people's hands for a whole year. We don't like it. Client doesn't like it. So
sure.
Yeah.
Jeremy, I loved how you took your experience and obviously entrepreneurial spirit and launched the company, but you added in, one of the reasons it is blade recycling for you today is because it's a problem that it needed good people to step up with some solutions.
Yeah. We do care about the process. We do care about, what is currently happening in the industry. And I think we also care about the clients enough to offer, something that's extremely valuable.
Yeah.
I think you get a guarantee the work's going to get done, and that's very important.
No, it's fantastic. Appreciate you coming on and sharing. I think it's an inspiring story. You started
appreciate it, man.
a career, you grew it, you gathered your own experiences, expertise, and applied it to a place in the industry that had a need and a demand.
Yep.
And you applied those skills there. And that it's the only way you get them in this industry, right? That's just to use your advice again, just join renewable energy.
Yep.
So that, other folks can go and gain their experiences, expertise, and then apply them to, the next points in the future.
Yep.
On where it's needed. Yeah. Very inspiring story. Love what you guys are doing. And we got to work together already on one job, and I'm going to look forward to working together with you on more jobs.
Yeah, find some repowers to do.
Find some repowers to do. And, highly recommend everybody give Wind Power Solutions a call. And Jeremy's clearly an expert in the space and an expert in a few other spaces that you might just get some friendly advice here and there.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Thanks for the long drive down.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I can't thank you enough for the exposure and then being able to talk with you for the hour.
Yeah, no, it's great. We got to share these stories.
Awesome.
All right, man. Take care.
Yep.